Hi everyone. So in this class we will be learning something very interesting, and of course you can see the topic name. We are going to learn about the insectivorous plants, and what is all there in these plants I will be telling you shortly. So first of all, let me tell you something extremely, like very interesting. I know you all are ready to learn something very interesting, isn't it? Okay, so let me share something very interesting to all of you. Okay, so yes, I hope you all are aware about this triangle, right? What is this about? So this is about the predictable predators. Now, what is that all about? The predictable predators. As you can see up here in this triangle, right? What do we see? We see up here that it starts from the primary producers, which is the plant itself, right? So at the bottom of this triangle, we see the plants. And then what is there just above the base? So just above, we see that there are few animals who are waiting to feed on these plants, right? So these primary consumers will eat up the producers, as we already know, isn't it? That's why they are predictable. What about these secondary consumers? These secondary consumers, they're waiting so that they can feed on the primary consumers, right? So everyone is just waiting for the previous one to finish up their eating so that they can eat on them, right? And yes, when it comes to the top one, or you can say as the apex predators, they are also waiting for their bottom ones. Now here, what do we understand? That these are the predictable predators, right? We all know that once plant makes their food, because they are the producers, there will be animals who will be waiting to eat them. And then this is how the food chain continues, and then this is how we get our food web too. But wait, this is something we already know. This is all very predictable. I'll tell you something very interesting right now. What about the unpredictable predators? As you can see over here, what I have written is the unpredictable predator. Now, how do we understand which ones are unpredictable and why at all are we talking about them? Let's see. So here it comes. The insectivorous plants, and we are calling them as the unpredictable predators. Why? For example, there's an insect, okay, and we all know that insects are attracted towards flowers. Yes or no? Of course, the insects are attracted towards the plants. So there's an insect, and that insect decides to go and sit on the nearby plant. But the insect was completely unaware of the fact that this plant which I'm going to sit on is going to become my predator. How is that possible? Do insects also feed on, like, do plants also feed on the insects? I'll tell you quickly. So here are few examples which we are going to see right now. But before we go ahead with the explanation, before we discuss all these things, why do these plants feed on insects? Can you tell me, why do these plants feed on insects? We know that plants, make their own food. They are the producers. Then why at all are they feeding on these insects? Okay, the answer lies very plain and simple. It's because of the reason, okay, the region where they are grown. So if the soil, these insectivorous plants generally grow in those soil which are not having enough nutrients. So they are devoid of the essential nutrients. And this is the reason why these plants, to fulfill their needs of nutrition, they feed on the insect. So no, now at all, we know the reason why they are feeding on the insects. So once the reason is clear to us, let's see how they are doing it. Okay. So I'll tell you, what you can see here is the pitcher plant. But wait, why is it called as the pitcher plant? Any idea? Can anyone tell me why at all they are called as pitcher plants? Okay, well, the answer is very simple as always. Pitcher is, in plain English, it refers to the jugs, the containers. Okay, So since pitcher is the jugs or the containers in which you keep water as well, so the shape of this pitcher plant is more likely resembling the jugs. Okay, that is how they got their name from. Okay, let's go ahead and see how they are feeding on the insects. I asked you this question, right? Why are they called pitcher plant? And I hope you all have the answer with you now. Yes, because their shape resembles the pitcher. That's why they are called as the pitcher plant. So let's go ahead. So you see the pitcher plant. That's inside of that pitcher plant. They are modified leaves. So here, these leaves, if you're going to pay attention on the structure, the insects, they get attracted towards these plants.